Tim Allen has never been one to keep quiet. From calling out Hollywood's double standards to standing up against cancel culture, he's made headlines for refusing to follow the industry's politically correct script. They tried to cancel his hit show Last Man Standing, but he came back stronger than ever. Now, with his latest move shaking up the entertainment world, you've got to wonder, how far is Tim Allen willing to go to fight back?
So what do you think now? I mean, it's a little bit different now. I mean, there's a PC culture out there. It makes it really hard. I think my act, if I ever brought that old act back, I'd be driven out of town.
In an industry where towing the politically correct line often feels mandatory, Allen stands out as a rare voice of defiance. His refusal to bow to Hollywood's ever-tightening grip of wokeness has earned him both admirers and fierce critics. And now, with his latest bold move, Tim Allen is making waves once again. And trust me, Hollywood is not happy about it.
Actor Tim Allen sending social media into meltdown mode after posing this question. Who is the face of woke? Do wokies have a clubhouse in someone's backyard?
For years, Tim Allen has been vocal about issues he sees in modern culture, particularly in Hollywood's approach to free speech and political correctness. He's the type of guy who tweets what is in his mind and watches the internet explode. One of his recent tweets took direct aim at what he sarcastically described as the face of woke. His description wasn't flattering. Faceless online trolls hiding behind keyboards, ready to pounce on anyone who dares to express an opinion outside their approved narrative. Predictably, the backlash came swiftly. Twitter mobs erupted, calling for Allen to be canceled. Again. But here's the thing, Tim Allen doesn't care. He has never been one to cower in the face of criticism, no matter how loud or relentless the outrage machine becomes. Do you want to cancel me? Go ahead, he's essentially said. I'm not playing by your rules.
I watched it when it was on ABC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air.
This isn't the first time Allen has faced cancellation attempts. Back in 2017, ABC canceled his hit show Last Man Standing, despite it being one of their highest-rated programs. Fans were outraged, and many suspected the real reason was that Allen's character Mike Baxter was an unapologetic conservative, something rarely portrayed positively in mainstream TV. We were all blindsided, Allen recalled. The show was doing great, and suddenly we were done. ABC claimed the cancellation was purely business-related, but the timing seemed suspicious to many. After all, Last Man Standing consistently performed well, second only to Modern Family. Was portraying a likable conservative just too much for Hollywood to stomach?
I felt like the last guy in the hospital room. I wouldn't let it go. I took the sets to I have a little production studio of my own, and I set up the Mike Baxter set and did these guerrilla vlogs without anybody's permission because I couldn't let this thing go.
But just when it seemed like Hollywood had succeeded in shutting him down, Fox stepped in and revived Last Man Standing, giving Allen an even bigger platform. The show ran for 3 more successful seasons, proving that despite industry pushback, audiences still loved Tim Allen.
What I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah.
One of Allen's defining traits is his refusal to self-censor. While many celebrities tread carefully to avoid offending anyone, Allen doubles down on being unapologetically himself. In interviews, he's likened Hollywood's groupthink mentality to something straight out of 1930s Germany, where dissenting opinions are crushed. "You have to be careful around here," Allen said in one interview. "If you don't believe what everybody believes, you get beaten up." He has also been critical of how modern comedy has become sanitized and risk-averse due to cancel culture. As someone inspired by boundary-pushing comedians like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, Allen finds today's comedy environment stifling. He even joked that he can't use words because they get him canceled in today's climate. Comedy used to be about pushing boundaries, Allen has said. Now it's about tiptoeing around them. The evolution of comedy from a space for societal critique to a minefield of potential outrage is something Allen has experienced firsthand. He's watched as jokes that have been considered harmless or even progressive in the past are now dissected under the unforgiving lens of social media. For him, this shift isn't just about losing freedom in comedy. It's about a larger cultural trend where intent no longer matters, only perception.
This is how, and these 2 kids were fighting in the back. And the scene required, it was late in the afternoon, I'd been in this stuff, it's way too long, I'm very angry, sweaty, and the camera just had to come around and get my eyes, and then the movie opens, it's Santa.
Tim Allen's rebellious streak even managed to cause controversy in one of the most wholesome roles imaginable, Santa Claus. In Disney Plus, The Santa Clauses, Allen's character makes a joke about saying Merry Christmas, commenting on how even that has become politically sensitive. The line sparked outrage among certain online groups, accusing Allen of pushing a political agenda. But for many viewers, it was simply another example of Allen's signature style, unfiltered, bold, and unapologetically honest. Despite the backlash, Disney kept Allen in the role, knowing that his fan base appreciated his authenticity. His commitment to saying what he believes, even when it's risky, has made him a beloved, if polarizing, figure in entertainment. The line was harmless, but the reaction was anything but. Woke commentators accused Allen of injecting right-wing politics into a family Christmas show. The internet erupted, with critics labeling the scene as politically divisive and culturally insensitive. But really, it was a lighthearted joke, the kind Tim Allen has been making for decades, rooted in his signature blend of observational humor and social commentary. Despite the backlash, Disney knew better than to part ways with Allen entirely. After trying and failing to replace him as Buzz Lightyear in Lightyear, they brought him back for the Santa Clauses. Why? Because love him or hate him, Tim Allen has a fan base can't ignore. Allen has long criticized what he calls the thought police, the cultural forces that try to dictate what comedians can and can't say. He believes comedy should challenge societal norms and provoke thought, not adhere to a sanitized, risk-free script. Words have meaning, he argued, but intent matters too. If I use a word in a joke, it's about the meaning behind it, not the word itself.
Surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents. You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it. It is an alarming thing for comedians.
This mindset is a far cry from today's entertainment landscape, where even harmless jokes are scrutinized under a social media microscope. The context and meaning behind a statement often get lost in a rush to be offended. Allen sees this as a dangerous precedent that stifles creativity, especially in comedy, where pushing boundaries is essential to the art form. Yet Allen has remained steadfast, refusing to compromise his comedic integrity just to stay in Hollywood's good graces. He understands that playing it safe might gain temporary approval, but risks losing the authenticity that has defined his career. His resilience comes from decades of experience in an industry where trends shift rapidly and public sentiment can change overnight. Despite years of attacks from critics and industry insiders alike, Tim Allen has emerged victorious time and time again. Together, it's Last Man Standing, getting a second on Fox or Disney, bringing him back as Santa Claus. Allen has proven that authenticity and talent can outlast even the fiercest cancel culture storms. His refusal to play by Hollywood's increasingly restrictive rules has earned him a loyal following that spans generations. His determination to speak his mind, even when it's unpopular, has endeared him to millions of fans who appreciate his no-nonsense approach. In an era where many in Hollywood fall in line to avoid the wrath of online mobs, Allen keeps moving forward, unshaken, uncancelled, and unapologetic. His story serves as a testament to the power of staying true to oneself, even when the odds seem stacked against you. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.